Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
It was Black American churches that made Tyler Perry rich. They went to all his plays.
You got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3,000 in my bank account. Who they gonna believe?
Why do so many Hollywood stars have a problem with Tyler Perry?
I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder if Tyler Perry is like, he's on a crusade to make black men look as bad as possible so women don't want us no more.
From explosive accusations to industry secrets, some of the biggest names have openly criticized him, and their stories are jaw-dropping.
I still think a lot of stuff that's on today is coonery and buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money, breaking records, but we could do better.
Is it jealousy, a clash of ideals, or is there something deeper going on?
Jen, let me ask you about Divorce in the Black. Tyler Perry's latest movie has been...
Worst movie ever.
Yeah, God.
Humiliation ritual.
Let's have a look at a few of the countless voices calling him out.
So women don't want us no more, so he can have all the men to himself.
I mean, there's always been the gay rumors about Tyler Perry. He's never actually discussed it publicly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just speaking out loud as usual.
Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne the God didn't hold back when he discussed Tyler Perry in a 2014 interview with Vlad TV. The conversation kicked off with news about Tyler Perry's Lionsgate deal not being renewed. Charlemagne was surprised at first, considering Perry's financial success, but quickly pointed out his dwindling interest in Perry's work, saying, "I've been so off Tyler Perry movies, that expletive jumped the shark a long time ago." He joked about Perry's famous Medea series, imagining future absurd titles like Medea Goes to Mars or Medea Discovers Atlantis.
Like, it's only a matter of time for it's gonna be like Medea Goes to Mars, you know, Medea Goes to Uganda. Like, it's just gonna be a Medea goes to all kind of dumb no reason whatsoever.
Charlemagne wasn't shy about criticizing the repetitive nature of Perry's films, noting that he wouldn't pay to watch them in theaters or even on demand. His main issue, though, was Perry's portrayal of black men. Referring to Perry's movies like Temptation and Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Charlemagne said, "Tyler Perry paints us out to be real negative, man, like Jesus Christ, we ain't that bad." He argued that Perry's male characters were often successful on the surface, lawyers, music executives, or family men, but were portrayed as abusive, unfaithful, or downright evil.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I wonder if Tyler Perry is like, he's on a crusade to make black men look as bad as possible so women don't want us no more. So
Charlemagne then touched on long-standing rumors about Perry's sexuality, suggesting that his storytelling might have deeper motives. While acknowledging Perry's lack of public commentary on these rumors, Charlemagne stressed that it was just him thinking out loud.
Women don't want us no more, so he can have all the men to himself.
I mean, there's always been the gay rumors about Tyler Perry. He's never actually discussed it publicly.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just speaking out loud as usual.
He wrapped up his rant by mocking Perry's attempt to break into action films with Alex Cross, calling it unbelievable and saying that Medea is more badass than Alex Cross. Charlemagne dismissed Perry's then upcoming film The Single Moms Club, sarcastically remarking, "He better hope them single moms can find a babysitter or that movie ain't gonna be no success."
Remember when I said earlier, I've never seen so many cowards and black men in this business? I would have to put my brother Tyler Perry in that. Monique has never been shy about speaking her truth, and when it comes to Tyler Perry, things got heated. It all started when Tyler allegedly tried to convince Monique to promote a movie internationally, for free. Yeah, you heard that right, free. And it didn't stop there. During a private meeting, Tyler reportedly promised Monique that her participation would open more doors for her. Says to me, "Listen, you may really want to consider promoting this film, because if you get nominated for an Oscar award, your next film is $3 to $5 million.
But Monique wasn't buying it. She clapped back hard, asking the million-dollar question.
I said, "Tyler, who you talking to? I'm a black woman. Where do they pay those type of salaries, brother?
Monique knew her worth and wasn't about to let anyone, even Tyler Perry, undermine that. But here's where it gets messier. Tyler admitted in a phone call that she wasn't wrong and even said he would publicly defend her. Spoiler alert, that never happened. And Monique, she wasn't about to let that slide. This wasn't just about a paycheck. This was about calling out the power plays in Hollywood and standing firm when everyone else wanted her to fold. Boondocks. In 2010, the Boondocks ran an episode called Pause that riffed on Perry, the creator of Medea, an eccentric gun-toting grandma who appears in several of his plays and movies. Granddad winds up getting cast in a play by Winston Jerome, who plays a character reminiscent of Medea.
Okay, Robert. Again. My dude. That's it! Breathtaking.
But the thing is, Jerome is a secretly gay man who doesn't really care about religion. He just uses it to shield his true sexuality.
You know, I remember when I sat down to write my first play. I asked Jesus.
After the episode aired, numerous reports emerged claiming the episode had upset Perry. Supposedly, very soon after the Pause episode of Boondocks, Perry fired his entire staff in order to control any leaks of information. Rumors also have it that the Medea creator filed a lawsuit against Boondocks creator Aaron Magruder, but Perry denied any of that, instead of elaborating on the topic. But despite denying it, the Los Angeles Times reported that Perry allegedly did take some sort of action over it. The report mentions that the episode pretty much disappeared from airwaves after that. However, the outlet did not know whether the episode had been banned. Meanwhile, Carl Jones, one of the writers, producers, and actors responsible for bringing the Boondocks to life, recently revealed what actually happened.
Do what you do. Like, if it works for you, it works for you. And if that's what if that's the kind of art that you want to make, you got every right to do it. And it's obviously working because he has a big audience.
Apparently, the creators could not use Tyler Perry's name, so they had to search for his birth name. Born Emmett Perry Jr., Tyler Perry's birth name was discovered by creators over at the Boondocks, and they swapped it into their story, which surprisingly worked at first. Still, that didn't stop Perry from connecting the dots, and eventually the Hollywood heavyweight gave Adult Swim a call.
Tyler himself called, and said, "You guys better not ever air that shit again." And at the time, he had a lot of shows at TBS. We were just a little small black cartoon.
Alonso Ribero. Earlier this year, Alonso Ribero shaded Tyler Perry online after someone on X suggested that Perry needs to revamp Ribero's career. "I don't need or ever want that man to do anything for me," Ribeiro wrote back. Ribero's anti-Perry tweet came after he did an interview with Closer Weekly where he admitted that his career took a hit after 6 years of playing Carlton Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. "Just playing Carlton on Fresh Prince became a sacrifice," he said. "I used to always say doing Carlton was the greatest and worst thing that ever happened to me. It was one of the greatest roles that I ever was fortunate enough to play, but it was also the role that stopped me from acting again because people couldn't see me as anything else. The sacrifice was not having an acting career anymore." Ribeiro has moved away from acting in recent years. He's directed episodes of shows like Young and Hungry and Casey Undercover, and hosts Dancing with the Stars and America's Funniest Home Videos. When asked if he'd return to acting, Ribeiro told Closer Weekly, "I'm enjoying being a host and am very happy with it. But yes, I would go back to acting if it was exactly the right thing." Now, the question that is in most people's minds is if Ribeiro wants to go back to acting, why would he not want Tyler Perry's help? Well, one fan commented on this saying, "Alfonso doesn't seem like an unreasonable or unnecessarily abrasive guy. There must be a reason for him to have had such a visceral response." A second fan added, "Sounds like Tyler tried to party with him back in the day and Alfonso had to tell him no." Christian Keys. During an Instagram Live, Christian Keys begins by describing the immense burden of staying silent for years. His story recounts a terrifying encounter where a well-known billionaire allegedly tried to essay him, not once, but multiple times in the same night. Keys was vulnerable, exhausted, and trusting, having been invited to rest after a party. Instead, he found himself fending off unwanted advances from someone he trusted. The billionaire in question reportedly climbed into his bed uninvited, repeatedly making physical moves on Keys despite being pushed away.
And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like, what the f***? And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab you.
The pain in his voice is palpable as he recalls his shock, anger, and regret for not physically retaliating in the moment. But what stopped him? The reality that this man's power, influence, and wealth far outweighed Key's $3,000 in his bank account.
You got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3 grand in my bank account. Who they gonna believe?
The alleged perpetrator even boasted about having multiple young men on payroll, men who would fulfill his desires in exchange for money and career opportunities.
You can hear him say that he has several guys, multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home.
This admission paints a grim picture of an industry where boundaries are crossed and dignity is traded for survival. But why does this happen? And why do so many victims stay silent? For Keys, it boiled down to fear. Fear of retaliation, fear of career sabotage, and fear of being disbelieved. Staying silent wasn't easy for Keys. It meant battling shame, guilt, and the knowledge that his silence might have allowed others to suffer. He admitted to almost quitting acting altogether, feeling defeated by the pressure to conform to an exploitative system.
Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had attached to it. I'm like, that, man, that's not what I want, that's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person.
But what's even more haunting is his concern for younger actors who might have fallen prey to the same Keys reflects on how many careers and lives have been destroyed by these unchecked of power.
My concern is that this person is still doing it, still a predator, and that's not okay.
Despite the personal cost, Keys is finally speaking up, even though it's too late for legal action. Fans quickly guessed Tyler Perry might be involved, considering their long work history starting in 2005. While some think Perry wouldn't still work with Keys if it were true, others aren't shocked by the accusations.
We put too much pressure on Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? He ain't put nobody on. The people that been in his productions, they not famous. All of them can walk through the mall without security.
Cat Williams. In his Club Shay Shay interview, Cat Williams had a lot to say about Tyler Perry and how he runs his empire. Cat started by joking, referencing Perry's well-known Medea character.
Him and Tyler Perry can't play a man to save their life. They play good women, and I believe that the best actor should be in the best role.
While it seemed lighthearted, Cat used the moment to dive into deeper issues with Perry's approach to Hollywood. One of Cat's main critiques was that Perry hasn't done enough to uplift others in the industry. The people that have been in his productions, they're not famous. They can walk through the mall without security, Cat said, hinting that Perry's success doesn't trickle down to the actors or crew who work on his projects. Cat also criticized Perry for not supporting marginalized groups enough. If you're gay, put some other gay people on, Cat urged, emphasizing the importance of creating opportunities for others who may face challenges in the industry. He ended his thoughts by calling out the culture of gatekeeping in Hollywood, saying,
"If you a gay person and you in there, put some other gay people on. Put somebody on. Or don't be wondering why people keep saying gatekeepers. Because clearly, y'all are keeping these gates."
For Cat, it's not just about Perry's success. He believes Perry should use his platform to help others rise with him.
With that whole Medea character, I'm like, don't get me wrong, Tyler Perry has done great things for the black acting community. But my thing is man.
Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace didn't hold back when discussing Cat Williams and Tyler Perry. Reflecting on Cat's no-filter approach, Rasheed said, "Cat Williams, he ain't saying nothing indirectly, he's saying your name." Rasheed even joked about how bold Cat gets, saying,
"Surprised he ain't give out social security numbers."
Rasheed agreed with some of Cat's critiques about Tyler Perry, particularly when it comes to Perry's famous Medea character. "I've been saying this for a while with that whole Medea thing," he said. While Rasheed acknowledged Perry's contributions to the black acting community, don't get me wrong, Tyler Perry has done great things. He made it clear he wasn't impressed with Perry's acting range. "Man, dude can act out of a dress, yo," he added bluntly. Jaguar Wright. Jaguar Wright didn't hold back when sharing her thoughts on Tyler Perry, accusing him of exploiting black culture and the church for personal gain. In a passionate critique, she referred to his latest movie as a humiliation ritual, filled with over-the-top and degrading scenes that, in her opinion, misrepresent the reality of black experiences.
Let me ask you about Divorce in the Black. Tyler Perry's latest movie has
Worst movie ever.
Yeah, God.
Humiliation ritual.
One scene she called out involved a woman stripping naked at a funeral in a church. That doesn't happen. That's not real, Jaguar said, emphasizing how such portrayals reinforce stereotypes rather than reflect the truth. She also poked fun at the film's portrayal of the male lead who was supposed to be dangerous but spent most of the movie getting knocked out. How is he supposed to be tough when he's getting put to sleep over and over? She asked sarcastically, pointing out the inconsistency in the storyline. Jaguar's criticism didn't stop at Perry's creative choices. She accused him of using the black church community to fund his rise to fame.
It was black American churches that made Tyler Perry rich. They went to all his plays.
She stated, explaining how his plays originally gained success in church circuits before evolving into a TV and movie empire. Yet, she questioned what Perry has given back, saying, "How many churches does he donate to? I've only ever seen him donate to D.D. Jakes' church." Jaguar argued that Perry's influence has done more harm than good, claiming he sidelined authentic black creatives like Robert Townsend to become a gatekeeper of black Hollywood. Ice Cube. A while back, Ice Cube stopped the internet in its tracks after he dropped the bomb on every single Hollywood exec out there. The actor recently posted a video talking about how there's a group of people that actually run things behind the scenes in the industry, and it seems Tyler Perry might actually be under them. I know how it sounds, but doesn't the fact that this revelation is coming from an over 2-decade veteran make you interested? Yeah, that's exactly what I thought too. The rapper posted a sinister video Sunday where he's talking directly to the camera, and the actor goes on this long rant about being on the outs with the elites and gatekeepers. Gatekeepers seem to be the biggest producers in the black entertainment business, and while this doesn't directly name the Maeda star, tell me, who's bigger than Tyler Perry in the black entertainment space? But that's not all he talked about. "Some of you may not have realized that I'm not part of the club," said Ice Cube in his video statement, Deadline reports. "And a lot of you listening to me right here and right now, you are not part of the club either." What club am I talking about? I'm talking about the club of gatekeepers that we all got to deal with. You know who they are, and they definitely know who they are, he declares. Ice Cube, born O'Shea Jackson Sr., maintains certain groups have made life difficult for him since he put out the contract with Black America, which strikes at the heart of racism and presents a blueprint to achieve racial economic justice, according to PR Newswire. And what I realized with the club is, what makes them so mad is when you don't want to be a part of they club. That pisses them off. The Boys in the Hood star then more than insinuates how the black community hasn't gotten any help from the gatekeepers, and by extension, mainstream media. That's cool, we can do it ourselves, you know what I'm saying? We're still on the rise without these mother effers, so we don't need them and you don't need them, he declares, before revealing his plans to do a podcast while out on the road. So what am I going to do to deal with those MFing gatekeepers? Well, what I'm going to do is go on a F the Gatekeepers podcast tour, he explains, and I'm going to talk to everybody, and get a chance to get my message out to the people. Be able to let people hear from me, you know? If recent news reports are anything to go by, it seems Ice Cube was actually referring to Perry as one of these gatekeepers. What makes this so obvious is the fact that this isn't the first time both giants have butt heads. Over the years, there have been several conversations about the image of black people portrayed in the media that might not be entirely accurate, in most cases at least, and somehow Perry's name has always found its way to the center of it all. At first, it was Ice Cube challenging the film mogul for using his influence, purely fueled by profiteering, has painted a largely skewed picture of black people, a picture that has been taken up by mainstream media and has subsequently been used to judge black people both in and out of the entertainment industry.
So you mean tell me every producer in Hollywood has this mandate? Give me a break. It has to come from the studio to hit every producer, because every producer don't think the same.
Cube seems to be in the best position to speak out on this subject because, unlike Perry, the rapper-cum-actor has actually made it a point to use his platform to focus more on tackling the issues of Black America. But somehow, the one that seems to be fighting the war is the one getting blocked by the one motivated by profit, Spike Lee. Spike Lee and Tyler Perry haven't always gotten along, even though they're both major voices in black cinema. Their feud became public in 2009 when Spike criticized Perry's movies and TV shows, accusing them of promoting harmful stereotypes. Spike called Perry's work coonery and buffoonery in an interview with Black Enterprise, comparing it to old TV portrayals he called the idiot box.
It's coonery and buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money, breaking records, but we could do better.
Spike acknowledged Perry's ability to draw audiences but wasn't a fan of how Perry did it. Critics agreed, pointing out that Perry's humor often leaned on simplistic, stereotypical portrayals.
A lot of this is on us. You know, you vote with your pocketbook, your wallet, you vote with your time, sitting in front of the idiot box.
Perry defended himself, highlighting the jobs he's created and the financial success of his work. However, critics argued that making money doesn't justify spreading harmful images. Spike, on the other hand, focuses on telling stories that uplift black culture without falling into tired stereotypes, even if his movies aren't always box office hits. For him, it's about respect and love for the community through art. Perry didn't let Spike's comments slide. In a 60 Minutes interview, he fired back, saying he was sick of hearing about Spike Lee and told him to go straight to hell.
I will punch the hell out of you. Say something else. That is my answer to Spike Lee. Go to hell.
Perry claimed Spike also went after other heavyweights like Oprah and Clint Eastwood, but fans weren't entirely on Perry's side. They pointed out recurring issues in his films, such as overly dramatic and stereotypical portrayals of black families and culture. Critics questioned whether Perry's impact was more harmful than helpful, fueling the ongoing debate about his work. 50 Cent. Last year, 50 Cent said he launched a campaign to help revive Monique's acting career and recalled a private conversation he had with Tyler Perry in defense of the Oscar-winning actress. The hip-hop mogul appeared on Big Boy's Neighborhood in January, where he addressed Monique's casting in Season 2 of his Starz series BMF, and how he helped reignite her career after claims of being blackballed by Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry. While addressing cancel culture, 50 recalled confronting Perry about the role he played in Monique not getting cast in any major roles.
I was canceled, Monique, why is she canceled?
The rapper then spoke about how Tyler Perry never stood by Monique as she was getting canceled. He said,
when I talked to him, he was like, nah, I never told no one not to work with her. And I said, but you Tyler Perry, and you never told anyone to work with him.
50 expressed his confusion about why Mo was out of work for 13 years because of something she said. What also shocked 50 more is the fact that Monique spent over a decade calling out Lee Daniels, Oprah Winfrey, and Tyler Perry over claims they worked together to blackball her for not doing promotional press for the 2009 film Precious. In fact, back in February 2022, Monique came forward with receipts of Perry's behind-the-scenes behavior where he demanded Monique apologize to him for the blackball claims before he would agree to a sit-down with her. Tyler Perry, eventually the people will see, listen, and do something about you not keeping your word. I am not going anywhere, she captioned an Instagram post at the time. Meanwhile, in March 2022, 50 Cent said he wants to see Monique dominating Hollywood again, so he's taking matters into his own hands. The Candy Shop MC said he was going to put the comedian back on, but before then, he wanted to give a few individuals a chance to make amends with the alleged blackballed star. I'm sure Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry would not want to continue to allow their influence to damage Mo's career, and this has went on for way too long, 50 wrote, so now would be a great time to apologize because I'm gonna put her back on. I don't miss. 50 Cent has been lobbying for Monique's Hollywood return since watching the comic perform live during Super Bowl weekend. After praising her Fire show, he chastised fans for canceling the Parker's actress, and shared his desire to see her back on top once more.
We only supposed to cancel that ish ain't good for the culture. We need you to win again now, Monique, he once said on Instagram. But 50 Cent is not the only one who desires a genuine apology from Perry. Following Will Smith's apology to Janet Hubert, Monique requested that the creator of Sistas to take note and tell the world that she'd never done anything. Perhaps Tyler Perry, who has admitted in private that he was wrong, will follow suit and be man enough to apologize in public, he promised. We'll work on Oprah and Lionsgate a little later, she said at the time. P.S. Tyler, you won E! People's Choice Award for being the people's champ for your body of work.
Tell the truth about a woman named Monique who did nothing wrong and be a champion for the individuals who supported your career for years. Tyler's production assistant. In 2015, Joshua Soule, a former employee of Tyler Perry Studios, filed a $10 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry, the studio, and his supervisor Brett Hendricks. Soule claimed that while working as a production assistant, Hendricks essayed him, leading to retaliation when he tried to speak out. According to the lawsuit, Soule stated that Hendricks inappropriately touched him, called him baby, and said he missed him. Hendricks allegedly sent texts of A.S. nature, asked Soule to stay at his home, and even offered him drugs in exchange for S favors. Soule described Hendricks' actions as unwelcome and inappropriate, and said he tried to distance himself from the behavior. When Soule reported the harassment, he alleged things got worse. I was suspended, lost my seniority, and eventually fired, the lawsuit stated. Soule also claimed he was arrested for no reason, as part of a retaliatory effort. He said these actions caused him mental anguish and loss of income. Around the same time, Perry filed his own lawsuit, accusing Soule of stalking him and breaking into the studio. According to Perry's suit, Soule disabled security alarms and surveillance cameras at the studio before barricading himself in Perry's office in October 2014. Perry alleged that Soule refused to leave unless he could speak with him directly. In response, Soule's lawyer denied these claims, stating that Soule never harassed or stalked Perry and was wrongfully accused. Soule said he had gone to the office to address his concerns about Hendricks but was treated unfairly. Perry later dropped his lawsuit without prejudice, but Soule's case against him continued. Despite Perry's denial that Hendricks was ever an employee, Soule maintained his claims, seeking justice for what he described as a toxic and hostile work environment. In any case, from Monique's allegations of blackballing to Spike Lee's sharp critiques, Tyler Perry's impact on Hollywood is nothing short of polarizing. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.